Hello all. I decided to make this video, which was a little walkthrough of the mount farming I do every week, and which dungeons and raids I go farming in, and how I do it. So, to begin, I start in Kalimdor. I hearthstone to Orgrimmar and get a portal to Deepholm, where I then fly to the stone core, which we will see. The stone core is just on the top of the building you you portal into. So we go. Fly, 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 fly. Paused it up a bit there, but sure. The stone core. That was just me checking to see if the raid was on heroic or whatever. I don't think it really matters. But in here, we are farming for the Vitreous Stone Drake, and it drops from Slab Hide, who is the second boss. That big snake thing was the first. That dragon there is Slab Hide. It has a 0.8% drop chance, which isn't a lot. I've been doing this for months and months and months, and it has never dropped. So, Slab Hide, and as you can see, it doesn't drop this time either. But maybe tomorrow. That's me done here, to which then I mount up, fly back to the portal, fly back to the portal, which then spits me out in Orgrimmar. Next up is the Firelands. So I would, from here as you can see, leave the portal, go to the Flight Master. Instead of flying myself, I think it's easier just to, pay a few pennies and get a flight there just. So from Orgrimmar through Onyxia, past Gallywix's Pleasure Palace, the Gimp, climb the mountains, and we're in Mount Hydel. So we go here to the Firelands, which is one of the endgame raids that came in Cataclysm. This is the raid where you take down Ragnaros and all his other little fire buddies. So that's just a map of showing you whereabouts in Hydel Sulfurian Spire is. And that was a kind of cool thing. Someone had set up a Blingatron right outside. Oh, free stuff that didn't really do any good, but sure, it's free in the end. In here, we are searching for the Flame Talon of Alice Razor. I think I'm saying that right. Some names in this game are very hard to pronounce. I would imagine it says Alice Razor. And believe it or not, this mount drops from Alice Razor, who's the big, excuse me, the big firebird in the corner. I think I show it on a map here. Get rid of the devil dogs. There. That's her, Alice Razor. Over in the corner. And if you're, max level like I was, you can just breeze in here easily. This is what I always do. I always get rid of the eggs first because they keep spawning things. It depends on what level, what difficulty you do this on. The eggs are fine if you're doing it on normal. But on heroic, again, if you're a max level character, it's easy enough to do this on heroic, but those eggs become very, very annoying. So I always like to just come in, get rid of them, and that's the end of it. So this is Major Staghelm. I think it was Major. think you come across this guy in the Mount Hyjal quest lines and things. So he sacrifices those little people to give life to Alice Razor, I believe. The Flame Talon of Alice Razor has a 2% chance. So the highest drop chance of any of the mounts that we go for in this video. The previous was 0.8 and this one is 2. In Warcraft terms, it's a big difference. That is Alice Razor, and that is the mount. It's exactly what the mount looks like. You may have seen it fly past you and you think, holy shit, that looks awesome. Because I do it every time. But every time I've run this, the difference here is with a dungeon, a dungeon resets the next day, while if you get saved like I just did to a raid, you have to wait until the raid reset a week later. But as you see, it never dropped again. I alternate this. I would do it 1 week on normal and then heroic to see if that makes any difference, but so far nothing, which is quite sad because it is an epic mount and it has a 2% drop rate. So what's that? Like maybe 1 in every 150 or something. I have no idea. But next up we do a lot of travelling actually. We go from Mount Hyjal in the north of Kalimdor, as you can see, get a little zip down to Mud Sprocket in Dustwallow Marsh. We are now on our way to Onyxia's lair. Onyxia, everyone knows, is what do you call this? I think it's Deathwing's daughter, maybe? I know Nefarian is his son. Maybe Onyxia is his daughter. I haven't got my lore quite sorted out in my head, my apologies, but I know they're all related to Deathwing somehow. Not just because they're dragons. Yeah, but I find it easiest to just fly to Mud Sprocket, mount up, and then just fly over to that big cave with the big dragon looking mouth and all the dragons flying around and all the dragon kin on the floor. Kind of tells you there's a dragon maybe inside. But in here, believe it or not, we are looking the Onyxian Drake. And again, I've seen people online going for this for sometimes maybe years on end and not dropping. The same as the Ashes of a Lair that Kelfast drops, and we will try for that in the next video. Anyways, the Onyxian Drake obviously drops from Onyxia because she's the only boss in this. I think it's a raid, yes. And it has a 1.4% chance. So just kill some NPCs, bum bum bum. Unfortunately, I joined Warcraft at the very beginning of myself, just as Cataclysm was ending. So I missed all of this. I know Onyxia was probably from the Burning Crusade or the Wrath of the Lich King, so don't hold me to that. But I missed all these previous, all these raids, like the Firelands, Stonecore, Onyxia's Lair. I missed all this, and I've only recently started exploring previous old raids, and hence came the idea to mount farm, because I love mounts. They're fucking awesome. As you can see, I got Onyxia down to 1 health, but she won't die until all these little whelps are taken care of. So 1 AoE, poof, and another one. So Onyxia drops, 1 more hit, and that should be her. Boop. done. And of course, it doesn't drop. Mount farming has its benefits, obviously. You know, if you have a good run, you're going to get some pretty awesome mounts. But most of the time, you're just redoing raids and dungeons. It does have an upside. If you don't get a mount, you do get gear and, you know, items that you sell, and you can make yourself some more gold that way. That's what I do when I don't get the drop. So, fly, fly, fly. Where are we off to next? We're off to the Vortex Pinnacle in Uldum, another Cataclysm zone. Here, we are looking for the Drake of the North Wind, and it drops from Altaris, which I believe is the second boss in this dungeon, and this is just a brief blah 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 walk through. I sped it up because I didn't think you'd want to watch me run a dungeon 3-4 times and have an hour and a half video, so condense. This is the first boss. I can't remember what it is. Grandmaster Vizier? I can't remember. As you can tell, I'm recording this after the video, so that was just a little baby Drake. Some more baby Drakes. And Altaris is on top of this tower. There he is. That is who drops the mount. And it has a drop chance of 0.79, so this mount is technically the smallest chance of dropping in these 4 instances. But I believe the Drake of the Northwind looks exactly like Altaris, so it's pretty worth it if it drops. Anyways, after killing this fella, I hearthstoned back to Orgrimmar, and as you can see right now, I sold off all the gear I'd collected, fixed my armor and things, and then went to the Cleft of Shadow to the Outland portal to continue. See you soon.